There was a guy, and that guy used to be the CEO of the world's first or second biggest automaker, depending on the year. And he wanted to get that company to start selling millions of EVs. He pushed them to do it, but they didn't like change, so they fired him. Now there's a very good chance that that man will become the CEO of the world's most profitable electric car manufacturer and lead them to do one interesting thing: dominate his former company, take away their sales crown in Europe, and take revenge on the company that unfairly, unjustly, and just all in all ridiculously fired him for trying to get them to do the right thing, for trying to save the company from itself. It is my humble prediction that Herbert Diess, one of the greatest CEOs in the last 20 years, will take revenge in a brutal way on his former company and help to decimate their sales. I believe that man will lead Tesla. He is the right man for the job. I believe Elon Musk knows that. And I believe that all of this will go down in history as one of the strangest situations ever created, and as one of the stupidest things ever done by a large company before it fell flat on its face. The Volkswagen Group, they're well known for producing relatively affordable vehicles. They're well known for being one of the biggest companies on the face of the earth. They're well known for being the second most indebted company on the face of the earth. Tesla has $2 billion in debt, $22 billion in cash, and an enormous lead on Volkswagen when it comes to making electric cars. It can actually make a profit selling them now, today. It uses 70% automation in its building process. Volkswagen said it uses less than 20%. Volkswagen have said it takes them more than 30 hours to build an electric car. Herbert Diess said it takes Tesla around 10. Tesla's mission is to sell 20 million electric cars per year. Even if they hit half that number, along with their brother from another mother in China, BYD, Tesla will decimate Volkswagen and Toyota's sales. In 2030, those two companies will still have hundreds of billions in debt, but they more than likely won't have a way to pay that debt back. Now, the way Volkswagen gets so many sales is by selling affordably priced cars. And Tesla, we now know, are planning on doing the same exact thing. What do I mean by that? Well, Elon Musk explicitly said that Tesla plans on selling more than twice as many Model 2s or Model A's, whatever you want to call it, of Tesla's affordably priced vehicle than it does Model Y, Model 3, Model X, Model S, and Cybertruck combined. That means Tesla's plan is to sell at least 5 million Model 2s per year. Per year. There's no better man in the world, in my opinion, to actually make that happen. Well, you all knew this would happen, right? Elon Musk says he doesn't want to be the CEO anymore of Tesla. He has someone in mind. Yes, if you've been subscribed to this channel for more than a few months, you would know who I said it would be. Am I right? Am I right? Let's wait and see. This is going to be really, really interesting to see if, well, Volkswagen realize what a horrendous mistake they made. Now, they will eventually, in my view. It's only a matter of time. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. For a few months, I made a series of videos about Volkswagen, Herbert Diess, Elon Musk, and all the drama that was going on in Europe. It was like an episode of some sort of crazy reality TV show where there's a couple of geniuses and other people just doing stupid things. Volkswagen went, and as I predicted on the channel, fired Herbert Diess And, well, the rest is history. Well, not yet. We don't know yet. Tesla haven't hired him yet. But do you think there's a good chance that Herbert Diess is the man that Elon Musk has in mind? I'd say that most people think he is. Right? Fair point. Now, we don't know who that person is. Elon Musk does have a successor, he says, that he has in mind to become the next Tesla CEO. But I mean, that person has to accept the role. And according to new comments from Tesla board member James Murdoch, he's been thinking hard about doing this. Musk has always had a kind of an unusual relationship with Tesla as the CEO. Some people would say, and I personally think, that's a fair thing to do, considering it's your company. I mean, he's been the driving force behind this company. I know I'm going to get a few comments in the comment section below saying, Elon Musk didn't start Tesla. Tesla existed before Elon Musk came along. Well, yeah, I mean, technically you're right. But what was Tesla before Elon Musk? Please, tell me. Tell me what it was. Tell me all about it. Tell me all the products they produce, all the things they've done. Now, the interesting thing is that in spite of Tesla's incredible success, and in spite of the fact that Musk has now been the CEO now for more than 15 years, he says he never even wanted to be the CEO of Tesla, but he essentially had to be. And you know what? I totally agree with him. I completely agree. You can't pull off a miracle by standing on the sidelines and letting someone else run the ship. You've got to drive that ship if you know where you're going to go. And Musk took over during a transitional period at Tesla that saw two CEOs, neither of which lasted for long in 2008 and 2009 after Martin Eberhard, who was the co-founder, was ousted amid difficulties in delivering the Roadster. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of Martin Eberhard. I don't like the way he has been very negative and blown his own horn, and I feel like he's sort of a bitter guy. But that's just my take. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The thing to keep in mind here is that one man took an enormous amount of risk, and I believe that's the number one reason why Tesla succeeded. He put all his chips on the table. You know, Musk had what was it, about $220 million US back from the sale of his share in PayPal. And of course, from the sale of the business that he created before that. That's everything he had. That's a lot more money than it sounds like, because that was nearly 20 years ago now. So if you look at the value of that today for you Aussies, that'd probably be closer to around 500 million Australian dollars, or around about 350 million US dollars in today's money if you remove the value of inflation, therefore the reduction in the value of that money. Now, interestingly, over the years, Musk has talked on a number of occasions about stepping down from Tesla and handing the reins over to someone else. I think we're pretty close to that point now. Now that Musk has taken over as the CEO of Twitter, clearly he's got a lot on his plate. Clearly, it would be beneficial for Tesla to have him, I don't think, remove himself from Tesla. A lot of people are saying he should. That, to me, is an absolute mad idea. They'd be like saying that, yeah, great. Look what Steve Jobs did for Apple. Let's just get him to just sit on the side and do nothing. That would be just stupid. But handing the reins over to Herbert Diess, who we all know his strengths, right? In my view, would be a brilliant move. First of all, Herbert Diess, what is he? He's been all in on EVs for a long time now. Secondly, he's very, very German. What do I mean by that? He's German in a good way. I don't mean Nazi German, not at all. I mean, he's German in a very positive, structured, business-like, strategic way. Tesla, to get from its point where it is at now, what are we looking at, about 1.5 million car sales this year? To get from there, 1.5 million to say 10 to 20 million sales in 2030, what better person than the leader of Volkswagen, who were or have been the first or second biggest car company in the world, and who, to be honest, they're a nightmare. What a nightmare it is to deal with that. Volkswagen, how many brands have they got? Like 15 brands. You know, they've got value brands, expensive brands, you know, hundreds of models. The thing is just factories all over the planet. It's a mess. But he had to work out how to deal with that and be structured and disciplined. The man is definitely structured, disciplined, and strategic. Those three things, in my view, are things that even though Elon Musk does have in some ways and doesn't have in other ways, he definitely values in other people. Now, many people think Elon doesn't value other people. They think, oh, he's just firing these people because, people are useless to him, they're expendable. I strongly disagree with that. I strongly believe Elon is very much aware of the fact that he needs people to succeed. The only reason Tesla is where it is at today is because of people. Those people made it happen. Now, Elon was driving the ship. Yeah, it's true. But he wasn't really making the products. He wasn't really doing that work on the floor. He was having to be strategic. Sure, he was on the floor sometimes. But for the most part, he had to find the best engineers, the best IT software workers. And people are what I believe Elon actually does massively value. In particular, Elon has a close relationship with Herbert Diess. And seeing as Volkswagen have fired Herbert Diess because he pissed off the labor unions, that's the number one reason. He said there would be massive job losses at Volkswagen and they didn't like that, so they wanted to get rid of him. And so they did. It means that man is available. Now the question is, does he want to do the job? This is incredibly high profile position, massive amount of scrutiny, massive amount of challenge here in the sense of dealing with all the media. The media just criticize Tesla way more than they do any other company in the world. It's really an unfair level of criticism. I mean, if a Tesla vehicle has a crash, the media are all over it. You know how many Volkswagen crashes there are per day? Probably 100, right? 200 maybe. Realistically, think about it. There's hundreds of millions of Volkswagen vehicles on the road. They're going to be crashing every day. I'm sure some of them are crashing while they're using some kind of virtual software that Volkswagen has, which isn't as good as Tesla's software. So does the media say anything about any of those crashes ever? Have you ever seen a media report talking about, a Volkswagen was using semi-automated driving software and crashed? No, never. That never happens. Does it happen? Yes, of course it does. So it's a very high profile position to be in. Does he want to do the job? I don't know. Now, it is possible, I could be wrong on this. It's possible that Elon Musk could have in mind an internal successor, such as the CFO, Zach Kirkhorn, Drew Baglino, who is the SVP of Powertrain and Energy Engineering. Maybe either of those guys. Drew would be good. Zach would be good. In my opinion, the man for the job, and I've been saying this now for more than a year, is Herbert Diess. Does Elon know it? I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. But before you do that, I do have a question I want you to answer, or at least think about. Whoever Elon Musk decides should be the next CEO, it does ultimately come down to him, doesn't it? Will they or won't they really be the CEO? Or would Elon still be the quasi-virtual CEO? Would he be willing to hand over the power completely to them or not? What are your thoughts on that? As always, my friends, remember, the world is getting better every day. Doesn't matter what people tweet. Doesn't matter what the news says. The reality is, the world is going to be better for our children, and their grandchildren than it is now. Remember to stay positive and have a great day. Bye-bye.